Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome to Diego Knows. I'm Diego, and we're going to talk some more today about Sex and the City. That's right, Sex and the City, that wonderful show. And today we're going to talk about the movie. Okay, the movie that came out in 2008. I was there. I went to the theater to go see it. I had a girlfriend drag me into the theater. Although I would have gone to go see it without her, but I wouldn't have gone like opening day like I did. So I was stuck in a fucking theater with a bunch of fucking middle-aged women. There's maybe 3 or 4 guys in the audience, okay, that were straight, that looked straight at least. I don't know. It was a very popular thing, okay, when it came out. Now, I watched every single episode of Sex and the City, and I have now reviewed every single episode of Sex and the City. Those videos are on this channel. If you want to watch what I thought, a straight man's point of view about Sex and the City, what I do here is I blow up all your fucking narratives about what you think Sex and the City is about and dating in general and men and women. It's all the shit they show you on here is bullshit. Now I understand that I am not the target audience. They did not make this show or this movie for me. Okay, this show was made by lesbians, gay guys, mostly gay guys, okay, and feminists, okay? So I was not the target audience, okay? They were the target audience. They were writing for themselves, okay? And that was their fan base, okay? That was the market that they cornered, and they successfully cornered it. The show made a shitload of money, okay? They put a lot of money in Louis Vuitton's pocket, okay? This show did. It did a lot of that. It was a very popular show. Okay, so I'm not the target audience, okay? And most straight guys were not watching the show on a regular basis. I was like the only one that I knew that actually watched this show every time a new episode aired. I was there on HBO watching it. Okay, I went to a freaking watch party to see the final episode, okay? I was at a big fucking party, nothing but women in there getting fucking shit-faced drunk watching the last episode of Sex and the City, okay? I was a fan of the show, I was. Okay, the only thing I didn't like is the way they treated the men on the show. It was not very realistic, and unfortunately, this movie is the same thing. It's not very realistic as far as what's happening with the men. Okay, now if this was a show about like gay relationships or lesbian relationships, you know, that kind of thing, then I really got nothing to say because I do not understand that stuff. Okay, not really. There's shows for that. There's the L Word. There's fucking Queer as Folk. There's fucking, you know, basically almost everything on TV today. Okay, but this is 2008. Okay, and if you're going to make a show about women who have sex with men, okay, hence heterosexuality, there should really be a voice on the male side, okay, that contributes to this show. Okay, like, okay, well, no guy would actually really do that, okay? Because there's nobody like that on here. Like I said, the show's made by fucking gay guys, okay? They don't understand what fucking straight guys go through, what we think about, why we do the things that we do. They don't fucking understand, okay? They think they fucking walked by a fucking Rambo poster. Now they all of a sudden they figured out what straight guys are like. No, it's not that way at all, okay? Not at all, all right? And of course, that's what's happening here, all right? Now, in this movie, first of all, I give you a straight man's point of view, okay? So I'm going to tell you the truth. I got nothing to gain by lying to you. If you're easily offended, get the fuck out right now. I will not censor myself for you, okay? I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what your boyfriends are too afraid to tell you, what your husbands are too afraid to tell you, because next thing you're going to do is go to divorce court, okay? And your dads didn't fucking tell you, okay? I'm going to fucking tell you, okay? I'm going to give you a big dose of truth, straight up, baby, with no lube. No lube. The real question is, can you handle it? Can you handle I don't think you can handle it. You can't handle it. You can't handle the truth. Sorry, you can't, okay? But you're going to get it anyway, all right? Because it's better to know than not know. That's what I say, okay? Better to know than not know, okay? So I'm going to tell you the truth from a straight man's point of view, whether you like it or not, okay? So if you go watch the movie, then watch this, okay? All right, so here we are. Okay, so I'm going to take my time making these videos. It's a 2 hour. The movie's a little bit over 2 hours. Okay, they basically condensed an entire season's worth of drama into a 2 hour movie. Okay, so I can't just fucking gloss over things. Okay, I got to talk about everything, just like I would if I'm reviewing an episode of the show. I got to talk about everything that's going on here. Okay, so we don't let anything slip by. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. Okay, now when we left off last time was the non-wedding happened. Okay, where Big basically stood up Carrie at the altar. Okay, and the scene ended with Carrie fucking hitting him with a bouquet, flowers splattered everywhere in the middle of the street. She's humiliated, and yeah, rightfully so. Big was a fucking asshole right there. Okay, so Big watches the girls drive away. He fucked it up. Yeah, so that's where we are right now. Okay, the wedding is fucked. Okay, Miranda's husband Steve admitted to cheating on her, and now she's fucking all angry at him. Like, what else is new? Okay, she was angry at him before he ever fucking cheated on her. Now she's just more angry at him. Big fucking deal. It's not like she was giving him any sex. She wasn't. Okay, but he's sorry about it. He's tearing himself up about it. He can't live with himself if he doesn't tell her, which is stupid. I would not have said anything. It was a one and done. Nobody needs to know about it. If it was an affair, that'd be different, but it wasn't an affair. It wasn't like a second relationship going on. He just fucking had a slip and fucked a girl, okay, that wanted to fuck him. Oh my God. And we don't know what she looks like, so I can't tell you that she's prettier. And there's a reason we don't know what she looks like. Okay, the people that made this movie don't want you to know what she looks like. Okay, because if you see some pretty hot girl that fucking treats Steve like a king, then we're automatically going to be like, he needs to be with her, not Miranda. Yeah, but the show can't go there. See, that goes against the message of the show. Okay, we can't show Steve actually be happy with a pretty girl. Fuck no, not on this show. You see what I mean? What will that do to Miranda? Exactly. Okay, we're in lollipop land here. This is not reality at all. This is what I'm talking about, okay? So that's going on here. And Samantha is managing her boyfriend Smith Jared's career, but her neighbor is fucking some dude. I don't know what he does for a living or whatever, but that lives next to her in her beach house. He has no curtains at all in his house, so you can see right through it. Okay, and he fucks a lot of hot-ass women. And Samantha, in her spare time, while her boyfriend's asleep in bed, she likes to go to her hot tub and watch him fuck a bunch of girls. Okay, even though now she's only like maybe 20 feet away. And like I said, there's no curtains. Okay, you can easily see through the walls. Okay, they're not walls, they're windows, basically. And you can easily see him fucking these women. And all he has to do is go like this, and he'll see fucking Samantha right there looking at him. But he doesn't do that. He just continues to fuck. And Samantha's just like right there, and nobody notices anything. That's just bullshit. Okay, bullshit. All right. So moving right along. So now we're caught up. All right. So like I said, Big stood up Carrie at the wedding. Okay, they drive away. Now she's fucking devastated, and rightfully so. So she's at Charlotte's place. Okay, that's where they were for the pre-wedding party, the slumber party they had the night before the wedding. So she's back there again. She can't go back to her apartment. She's already moved out. They've already changed the locks. All her shit's gone. She already said goodbye to her apartment. So she really has no place to live. She's just sitting there on the couch, and she's getting drunk, slowly getting drunk. And I can understand. She's fucking at a very low, probably the lowest point of her life. Okay, we've seen Carrie on the show get really low, but I've never seen her get this low. Okay, this is fucking bad. Okay, usually on the show, if something bad happens, she got over it in one episode. I don't think she's going to get over it that fast. Okay, you can't take back what happened here. This wasn't fucking breaking some guy's heart. This wasn't getting your heart broken. Okay, this wasn't a post-it note, okay, left for you, that your boyfriend left you when you woke up. No, this is a fucking, you stood me up at the fucking altar in front of my friends. Okay, in front of the people that I care about, that I love, okay? That we're all invited to this thing, this very expensive thing, okay, and you jilted me in front of everybody like that. That's just unforgivable, I think. So I can understand her grief and her pain. She's very upset, okay? And she starts talking about how she knew that, she knew it when he called the night before the wedding, last night, but she didn't want to believe it. She wanted to believe that he was having cold feet and that he was going to stand her up at their own fucking wedding. Okay. And now she's got no place to live. Well, Charlotte's like, you can stay with me as long as you want, which is Harry's place, really. But yeah, he can stay there as long as you want, which is a nice thing to offer. Okay. Miranda doesn't say anything, but she's worried. Okay. She's worried because at the rehearsal dinner, okay, she had a confrontation with Steve. He showed up to apologize again, and she blew him off. You broke us! That kind of bullshit. So she's really upset when she walked back into the rehearsal dinner party, and Big was there, and she basically told Big, I can't believe you and Carrie get married. Marriage is the worst thing that you can ever fucking do. There's no fucking happiness in it, You guys are stupid to get married. Marriage ruins everything. And she said that to him, so now she's thinking, oh my God, what I told him at the rehearsal dinner, that's the reason he stood up Carrie. because of what I said at the rehearsal dinner. Oh my gosh, should I tell Carrie what I told Big? Oh, so she decides not to, okay? It's not a good time right now to tell. She's gonna have to tell her eventually, but right now it's not a good time. And no matter how much guilt Miranda's feeling for what she said to Big, the bottom line is it's Big's fault, okay? Nothing you can tell him was gonna stop him from fucking going in from standing her up, okay? Big acted like a pussy. Okay, I'm not saying he is a pussy, but I'm saying he acted like one. He's starting to act like one. Okay, all these second thoughts that he had, all this shit should have been resolved way before he ever fucking put on that tuxedo and decided to drive over there to the fucking to the library to get married. All that shit should have been solved already, way before that. Okay, but it wasn't. Okay, so that's a very bullshit thing to do, and he would have stood her up even if Miranda said nothing. He was already there. Okay, he was very scared to go. He didn't want this big fucking circus for a wedding. He just wanted something low key. Okay, let's get married because he wants to make Carrie happy. Okay, which is the theme for Big. He wants to make Carrie happy. He has no other personality. He has no personality traits anymore. There's nothing about him that's interesting anymore. Okay, his entire personality, his entire life is devoted to one fucking thing. I gotta make Carrie happy. Okay, that's not much of a fucking life. Okay, we don't know anything about what Big is interested in now. We knew on the TV show, they gave us little glimpses, like he likes to listen to old records. He likes Todd Rundgren, okay, Mario Lanza. He likes stuff like that, Moon River is like his favorite song, We knew things, he likes his cigars, things like that. We knew that about him, okay, but now it's like, dude, there's nothing going on. I get it. It's a 2-hour movie. It's not a TV show. Okay, they don't have enough time. Okay, but what we've seen about Big so far in his character here in this movie is all he cares about is making Carrie happy. I got to make Carrie happy. Whatever Carrie wants. See, that's the face I didn't want to see, Carrie. He goes, you want a bigger closet? I'll build you a bigger closet, honey. Don't worry about it. I got it. Welcome home, baby. Like this, like whatever you want, it's yours. Whatever you want, it's yours. And what does she do? Oh, God, how come you never write me a love poem? Shit like that. He goes, hey, look, some of your classmates are in this book of poetry, like Voltaire and Napoleon, making fun of his age. That kind of shit. It's like, come on. At least have some sort of interest, okay? If you're not going to marry your girlfriend, okay, who are you going to marry? Who are you going to go out with? Like, what are you going to do with your life? What were you doing? Because all we know is that you just want to make Carrie happy. That's your whole fucking story arc here. Come on, we gotta get more out of you. What the fuck? Everything that you're doing right now is all based on shit that happened fucking years ago on the TV show that we heard about. What's going on right now? Yeah, okay. So, Samantha offers to take care of everything, which is a wonderful thing to do. She says that she's going to she'll find a way to get Carrie back her old apartment, and she's going to hire people to move all of her shit back into her apartment. She doesn't need to go to Big's apartment to get her stuff. She'll send people to go take care of that, which is a wonderful thing to do because the last thing she wants to do is go to fucking Big's apartment and get her shit. Okay, yes, the relationship is over. Okay, when you stand up your fiance, yes, the relationship is over. Okay, now she's still stuck for the honeymoon though. She already Carrie already paid for a honeymoon in Mexico. It looks like it's Cancun, the beautiful part of Mexico. Okay, Acapulco, something like that. All right, I think it's Cancun. So they and she's got to go there. Okay, so she's already paid for it. Samantha tries to get out of it. She's like, "Hey, I'll tell them that there was a death in the family." And Carrie's like, "Well, wasn't there?" Okay, so she says she'll get him out of it. Okay, like I said, a wonderful thing to do. There's a reason that Samantha is the most popular woman on this show and in this movie, okay? She's a standout character from Sex and the City. It's kind of like Happy Days. If you ever watch, I know I'm old, okay, but for those of you old enough to remember Happy Days, okay, that show was about the Cunningham family, hence Richie Cunningham, who's actually the second son on the show, but they got rid of the first son after the first season with no explanation. So in season 2, Richie became the only son of the Cunninghams, okay, and the show was basically supposed to be about him and his trivials of going to school in the 1950s, his dating life, his friends, that kind of shit. Well, the show devolved into a show about Fonzie. Okay, it was the fucking... he was the fucking, the Guido... the grease ball. bad boy mechanic in a motorcycle in a leather jacket. Hey, he became the standout. He was not the main character. He was a supporting character, but he was so popular with the audience that they started writing the show around him. Okay, and he became the breakout star. The show became all about fucking Fonzie. Well, that's what happened with Kim Cattrall and Sex and the City. It was a show about Sarah Jessica Parker and one night stands. It ended up being a show about fucking Samantha, okay, and her fabulousness. Okay, because she creams over that word fabulous all the fucking time, okay? That's what the show became about, okay? She became like the MVP of the show, okay? Hey, kudos to Kim Cattrall, man. She does a great job as Samantha, okay? Very well written character, okay? I think Samantha's full of shit. I do, but she is. I understand the appeal of her, and I understand why women flock to her, okay, and love that character, okay, because she was fearless, okay. Even when she was being humiliated, she was still fearless, okay, and I like that about her, okay. She was even with her cancer scare, she still fucking found guts. She went dug deep down inside, and fucking found the courage to get through that shit, So kudos to her. I get it. I get why women like her. They wish they could be like her. They wish they had the fucking confidence that she has, okay? But there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and Samantha's got a lot more arrogance than confidence, all right? But a lot of the show is written around her, okay? Like she can get any man. Well, no, she can't get any man, okay? Realistically, she cannot get any man, but not on this show. On this show, she can get any man. Of course she can. She's fabulous. She's Samantha Jones. That kind of bullshit, and yeah. Okay, anyway, like I said, the show's written by gay guys, lesbians, and feminists. All right, but she is a wonderful friend to Carrie. Okay, these ladies in this show, in this movie, they don't have any sort of fucking really committed attachments to anybody other than each other. Okay, they're always there for each other. They confide in each other everything. They have no relatives that matter, at least. Okay, they have no parents that matter. Okay, they have no other friends, like friends at work, and they have nobody except each other. Okay, they don't even rely on their fucking boyfriends or their husbands the way they rely on each other. Okay, so that's the message of Sex and the City. Your girlfriends come first. Everyone else is secondary. That means your family. That means your kids, your coworkers, your job. Everything is secondary to your girlfriends. Okay, and that's just a bullshit message. I'm sorry. I'm not saying girlfriends aren't important, okay, but they're not everything, all right? People move away. They lose touch with each other. Their feelings change. People get married. They get different jobs. They meet new friends. They start hanging out with other people. That's what happens in life, okay? You don't just fucking stay together the entire time. Fucking Samantha doesn't even live in New York, okay? But she's flying to New York every fucking weekend to deal with this drama, okay? That's just not. I know she got the money; she can afford it. Okay, but remember this character Samantha's showing up a lot in New York for a woman who doesn't even live there anymore. She sure is in a lot of the movies so far. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so moving right along. Miranda later on, Miranda talks to Charlotte in private, and she tells Charlotte what happened, what she had told Big about how marriage ruins everything, and don't ever get married, and you're stupid to get married. Okay, and she thinks that maybe that might be the reason why Big stood her up. Charlotte tells her it's not. Big was already acting funny. He was acting funny at the wedding rehearsal. And Miranda wants to tell Carrie right now what happened, but Charlotte's like, no, don't tell her. Not right now. It's not a good time. Okay. Samantha cannot. Turns out Samantha cannot cancel the honeymoon in Mexico. There's no way to cancel it, so she tells the other girls, okay, so guess what, ladies? Arriba, we're going to Mexico. which is perfect. That's something Samantha would do. Okay, let's turn this depressing thing into a fucking vacation. Which is a good idea. And of course, Miranda's like, I can't go to Mexico. I got a job. And Samantha, and this is why I love Samantha, like she takes over this situation. She's the fucking leader of this quartet. She's always been the leader of this quartet. Always. She's always been the leader of this fucking group of girls. I know Carrie's the main character, but Samantha is the leader of this group. I've always said that since episode 1. Okay, Samantha's the alpha in this group. She's the leader. All right. And she basically looks at the other girls, and Miranda in particular says and points out Carrie, who's sitting on the couch, moping, drunk, depressed, probably halfway suicidal. Okay, and basically it doesn't say it, it's unsaid, but basically she communicates to Miranda, that fucking girl is our job. That's our job. Okay, and so they decide they're going to Mexico. All right. So they go to Mexico. Okay. They arrive in Cancun. You know, the trolley takes them there, I guess, from the airport or something. They've already got their margaritas in their hands. They're already getting shit-faced. All the girls except for Carrie. Carrie's just fucking moping and wearing sunglasses and not smiling. Okay, the other girls, they all got their big fucking hats on and their summer dresses, and they all got their margaritas. You know, because that's all they fucking do is drink. A bunch of fucking alcoholics on this show. Okay. And they get there, they get to their rooms, you know, and of course the rooms are beautiful. They get there first before Carrie does, and the room is so. I'm Mexican, shit. I've been to Mexico, okay, and there are parts of it that are ugly as hell, and there are parts of it that are just drop dead gorgeous, and they're in one of those places, okay. They're at this resort. It's like this bungalow that they rented for their honeymoon, which is going to be a non-honeymoon now. All right, and it's a beautiful place. It really is. But they're like, oh God, man, Carrie's going to get so upset when she sees this because this was supposed to be her honeymoon. Okay, and of course the guy there, Paulo, I guess he's like the concierge there or something. I don't know. He works at the hotel. He's confused. He's like, I thought this was supposed to be for Mr. and Mrs. Preston, but instead we got 4 women here. What is this? I'm supposed to be waiting for Mr. and Mrs. Preston. And somebody's like, well, you're going to have to keep waiting. So they get in there. They go in the bedroom, okay? And, of course, there's all these rose petals in there. And they go, we got to get rid of that right now before Carrie sees it, you know? So they're really trying to fucking take care of Carrie, okay? They're very aware of their surroundings and what Carrie's going to look at when she walks in there. So they got to fucking set everything up. So as not to upset Carrie so much. They get rid of all the rose petals off the bed, okay, before Carrie walks into the room. You know, things like that. Okay, Carrie gets in the bed. She just dumps her shit, gets in the bed, and it's a sad scene. It really is. And like I said, my heart bleeds for her. It really does. You know, I mean, what she went through is fucking horrible. You know, I know men that have had this happen to them. I don't know any women that have had this happen to them. Okay, and I know how devastating that can be for somebody. Okay, so she gets in there, and she gets in the bed, and she stays in bed for like fucking 2 days. Okay, she tells Miranda, you know, Miranda tries, you know, to wake her up later on, you know, for dinner or something, and she's like, you know, she wakes up real quickly and looks at Miranda, and she's like, was it a dream? And Miranda's like, no. So she goes back to bed, you know, and you know I've been there myself, not like this, okay, but I know what it's like to fucking get hit with some really bad news, and to just fucking feel your heart drop, you know, and start having those fucking panic attacks, you know. I've been there. I know what it's like to be in bed like that, you know, and it's a fucking horrible. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, you know. So I understand, like she's still like in the denial stage of grief. You know, she hasn't worked her way through it yet. You know, so I understand where she is, and I'm glad that her girlfriends aren't pushing her. They're not pushing her to get better right away, which is something that a guy would do. Like, you know, if this was the other way around, if it was the guy who got jilted at the altar, you know, and he's crying about it. And so I keep thinking about that movie Jungle Fever. Okay, you ever see that? It's an old movie from like 1991. It's with Wesley Snipes and Annabella Scoria. This is before we knew that she got raped by Harvey Weinstein. But anyway, it came out when I was a teenager, and basically it's about this Wesley Snipes. He's married. He's a married black man. Obviously, he's got a black wife, whatever, or she's half black. Okay, he's an architect, and then he fucks this temp from his job, who's a white girl, Italian girl, with a boyfriend. Okay, and they end up fucking each other. The relationship ends up going nowhere. Like I said, he was married and she had a boyfriend. So her boyfriend's played by John Turturro, another Italian guy. And when he finds out that his girlfriend was fucking this guy, he gets all upset. And there's a scene in the movie where he's crying. He's just in his fucking apartment crying. He lives with his dad, played by Anthony Quinn. The great Anthony Quinn. And you see Anthony Quinn, he's a very man's man, okay? He's an old man, but he's a man's man. And he sees his son here crying. And he's like, I was going to marry her, Dad. You know? He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you motherfucker? And he starts fucking hitting him. He's like, what the fuck? Why are you acting like a bitch? You're going to start fucking crying over a skirt. Just like, yeah, okay, that's the way men handle these situations. Okay, that's the way men handle this. Okay, go get laid. That's basically it. Yeah. Okay. Now that's an extreme example, but I'm not that far off. I'm not that far off with the way that men, real men, handle these situations. Okay. Your heart gets broken. We have hearts just like you do. We feel things just like you do. Okay. But men, we're raised or we're conditioned to not let our emotions fucking overtake everything that we do. Our brain has got to go in there somewhere and it's got to take charge. Okay. So that's why you don't really see guys laying in bed crying for fucking 4 days. I know there's a lot more guys like that today than there was in the past, okay? But back when, fathers were actually raising their sons, back in the day when that happened, they would teach their sons how to deal with their emotions as opposed to just indulge in their emotions, okay? How to handle their emotions instead of just indulging in them, all right? And unfortunately, nowadays, today, I mean, look around you, okay? There's a lot of guys out there that they'll fucking cry. If a girl fucking rejects them, they ask her out and she says, no, I like this guy better. I loved her so much. And that goes on for like 6 weeks, okay? Yes, unfortunately, times have changed. But back in the day, this is how it was handled. You couldn't afford to let your emotions control your whole fucking life. All right. And that's basically how guys would handle it. They wouldn't do this. Okay. Now the girls are being very polite. They're being very gentle with Carrie. Miranda gives her space, lets her go back to sleep, doesn't push it, closes the blinds for her. So she's in absolute darkness. Later on the next day, Charlotte tries to wake her up to get her to come up and have breakfast. And she says, no, just leave me alone. So Charlotte gives her space. And then later on again, Samantha goes there to wake her up. Hey, you've been asleep for 2 days, okay? You need to eat something, She's like, oh, I don't want it. But Samantha brought the food on a tray, okay? Samantha actually feeds Carrie, and I'm just like, it's so fucking touching to see this. I know that the show is all about, and I know I just made her this rant about how they rely on their girlfriends for everything. But the fact that they devoted so much of their time to take care of their friend who's in pain, they didn't abandon her. That's like something that people wish for. If you have people like that in your life, you're a very blessed person. Let me tell you, these girls are filling in the spots that her family should be filling. She should have brothers and sisters doing this. She should have a mom and dad doing this. Instead she's got her girlfriends doing this, which says a lot about her ability to have relationships, and the importance of her friends. In her world, her friends are her family. Okay, it's their responsibility, and her friends see it that way too. It's their responsibility to take care of one of their own. It's just hard for me to think that, well, why doesn't Carrie have a mom to do that? I think her mom actually died or something, but why doesn't she have like a sister to do that? I think she actually has a sister. It's in canon. Why is it her girlfriends have to do this role? That kind of bothers me. It's really sad. It's really sad. But but kudos to the tenderness and the compassion that they're showing for her. And Samantha being the queen bitch, she throws all that away right now. It's not about her being fabulous right now. It's about her taking care of her friend. Her friend's she's got to feed her friend. Her friend's got to eat, I thought that showed a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy that Samantha is capable of having. She's a human being deep down inside somewhere, underneath all that fucking egotism. There's a human being in there, okay, that cares about Carrie, okay? And you can see that in what she's doing, She's trying to cheer Carrie up. She's trying to get Cherry to try to give her some of her fucking strength, feed her some of her strength, without pushing it on her. It's still her choice whether to get out of bed or not. But she's there. Hey, listen, I got to take care of you. I have to. And that's such a thing for that people. So many people don't have that in their lives. They don't have people like that in their lives. I know several people that don't have that in their lives. And, if you've got that, if you've got someone, your ride or dies, who, like I said, should be your family, but if they're your friends, so be it. You need people like that to have your back, You need people like that to pick you up. Okay, because when you spend your whole life only thinking about yourself, you end up being the only one who does. And that's a very lonely life, no matter who you're with. All right. Okay, so that's going on here. Like I said, Charlotte brought her the pudding. Okay. So finally, after 2 days, Carrie comes out of her room. Okay, she goes outside, and the girls are out there eating. Okay, they're on the deck. They've got a pool. It's a beautiful place. Like I said, they got a pool. Beautiful view of the fucking Gulf of Mexico there. Okay, so they're laying out in front of the pool. Okay, and looks Charlotte brought her own like chocolate pudding with her. Okay, and they asked her. They say, "Hey, this is a 5-star resort that we're in. Like, why'd you bring your own pudding?" And she's like, "Because this is Mexico. I'm not gonna eat the food here." Whoa. Whoa, you get racist much? Okay. Now, personally, when I've been to Mexico, I never did drink the water, so I can't say nothing. Okay. I drank the soda, and the soda sucks. American Sprite is better than fucking Mexican Sprite. Okay. All right. So she comes out of there, and she looks around. Like I said, they're all sitting there. Okay. And the girls decide to lay out by the pool. Okay. In their bathing suits. Okay. And and so Sam looks over and notices fucking Miranda's hairy bush sticking out. It's fucking gross. Did I mention that I fucking hate Miranda? Okay, it's a straight guy's point of view, okay? Any straight guy who did I guarantee you give any straight guy, ask them to do a fucking, ask them to do a YouTube channel on Sex and City. Have them watch every episode of Sex and City, another straight guy like me, okay, and do a video on it like I do. And ask them, what do you think about Miranda? And they're going to tell you the same fucking thing I do. She's fucking disgusting. In every possible way. Okay? Everything about her is fucking a turn off. Okay? We'll kill a heart on. And now we just added more fire to the flame. Now we get a good shot of her fucking hairy ass bush sticking out of her fucking, out of her face. It's gross. Okay, I mean, even in the 70s, it was trimmer than this, okay? And so Samantha goes like, "Jesus, honey, you wax much?" Miranda's like, "Well, I didn't know I was going to be wearing a bathing suit. I forgot to wax, okay?" So, when? 1998? I had other things on my mind, Samantha. I could be on death row and I would not have that situation. Well, when you're married, you have different priorities. Don't blame marriage. Look at Charlotte over there. She's married and she's not growing in a national forest. We gotta remember, Charlotte also doesn't work, okay? She don't do anything except take care of her little girl. All right, that's all she does. Her 3-year-old, that's all she does, all right? And Samantha's like, "I'm gonna make you a spa appointment. Any thicker and you won't be able to find it." And Miranda's like, "Oh, so it's my fault. I let sex go out of my marriage. So I deserve what I get, huh? Well, thanks for understanding." And she fucking like, "I'm okay." And she walks away. Okay. And Samantha was trying to, "Oh, no, I didn't mean anything about your husband cheating on you," which honestly, straight man's point, I would have cheated on her way before this. That's just another excuse to validate my fucking infidelity. Okay. She leaves. Okay. And Samantha tries to apologize, but she walks away anyway, all pissed off. And Carrie's like, "Let's go out to eat at the hotel restaurant tonight. I got to do something to pull me out of my Mexicoma." Okay, get it? Mexicoma? Because she's a writer. She comes up with puns like that. Okay, all right. So that's going to stop my review right now here. And I will be back shortly with some more review of the Sex and the City movie. Thank you for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.